Now that we've added our artwork and we are ready to send it to the price calculator, you simply hit the send to price calculator button. Over here, you'll see a breakdown of all the artwork. So it shows you at the top all the specifications, the measurements. It will show you the horizontal gaps it's done in there. And you'll see on the right over here, it does show you how it calculated your cost. So here you'll see it is billing you for 3.5 meters in this scenario. And that's because we do not bill in less than half a meter increments. So if you order 3.2 meters, you will be billed for the full 3.5 meters. If you scroll down a little bit, it does break it down per running meter, your price per items over here. It gives you a total. Please note these totals are indicative totals only. They are not formal numbers. They may change when you get your quote or invoice from Epic. You'll see at the bottom here, there's a very nifty little breakdown for you. So it will actually show you here that the calendar, you get 10 up, and that's the size it's using, and that's the cost of that item. And then there's one for the peachy as well. So this does show you that what your individual items cost. But if you're a bit lazy or you're not that good with math, there's an easy way to even see the price per item. So we've got the next step here. So from your price calculator, you can go to quote and invoice. Now, this is a really nice section where you can quote your customer or you can invoice your customer from the system. Obviously, this does not integrate with your accounting system, but if you maybe do not have an accounting system or you just want to do a quick quote, this is a very nifty tool to have. So before we get with going with that, I want to show you first. So if you take this and you scroll down, it will give you a breakdown of your items here. And on the right here also, you can see it's keep breaking it down to the actual price per unit. So that's quite nice to have. So let's say you want to bill your customer, you can save layouts. So we can, for example, add a new layout here. I'm just going to add a company called PGL Limited. And once we've done that, I can then go and change my logo or upload a logo. So let's just use the peachy logo for this specific design. Um, I will then give it again Peachy Limited. The name I typed in above is just the layout name that I'm saving. So this is the company name that's actually going to build. You can type in your addresses, you can type in your phone numbers, all your VAT details. Here you can put your custom quote numbers if you like. You can do custom dates, and you can put all your customers' billing details here. So you can either create a new customer and then save it, or in this case, I've got Jane Doe here that's already been loaded as a customer. I can just select her. So under pricing and markup, you will see an option where we can turn on a breakdown on and off. And here we can specify the amount we want to mark up on our product. So you, obviously, if you're going to send this to a client, you don't want them to see what you're paying for it. So you just tick the button, it will include your breakdown, or you can switch it off. You can specify your markup percentage. Obviously, we all need to have a healthy margin. I suppose you need to at least 80% to cover all your costs. In this case, I'm just going to add 60% for the example. Once we've done that, we have the option to click the hide markup from client button. As soon as you click that, it will not show your customer how much money you're making from this. It will not display your percentage. It will be included in the unit price. Unfortunately, in this demo video, that function is still not working properly, but that will be working in the final release of the software that is due very soon. Once we've done our markups, obviously you want to add a cost for applying to the items. So depending on your company and your policies and your pricing rules, you can just put a price in there. I think 50 Rand is quite a decent price to charge for applications or installation of the prints. So you do that. If your company is VAT registered, obviously you can include or exclude VAT. If you do include that, obviously make sure you specify your VAT number. All the way to the bottom over here, you can add some custom notes for your customer. And once you've done that, you can download and print your quote, or you can save it to a quote history, or you can generate an invoice from this quote. What I didn't mention earlier, if you look over here, you can also specify the color of your quote. So if I'm thinking this doesn't quite suit my company and I want it to be something more funky, I can just change the color to whatever gradient I want over here, and that will be the color of my quotes. Once I have done this, I can obviously save my layout. Once I've saved this layout, you'll see now I've got a peachy layout, which we just created, or I can use the Superman one I did earlier. Once we've done all this, we can say download and print quote, and wonderful. There we've got our quote ready to download and print. Then you can email it to your client. If you wanted to do invoice for your customer, you can obviously say generate invoice from current quote. And once I've got the invoice here, I can download my invoice. And again, you will have your invoice. In this case, it is a tax invoice because there's a VAT number. If it is not a VAT registered company, it will not be a tax invoice. It will just be a regular invoice. Once we have done that, we can download the invoice. Obviously, you can duplicate it for future use. You can mark it as paid if your customer has paid, and you can tell it to prod, or you can load quote data to do a new quote from this.